All right, let's get the business lead now. Devin Murugan joining us from the newsroom. So Treasury finally talking to us on its plan to fund vaccines. Let's get the big one out of the way, Dev. Will we get tax hikes to pay for this vaccine?
Yeah, I mean, that's a question everyone is asking. Treasury Director-General Dondo Mogajane says his department, Shahan, will consider possible tax hikes very carefully to fund COVID-19 vaccines. Now, it's just one of the options available to Treasury over and above borrowing more money and reprioritizing the current budget. Remember that we need about 20 billion rand. That's the estimated cost of vaccines. But Dondo Mogajane making it very clear, the Director General, saying that, look, they will consider a tax hike very carefully and will not just be haphazard about it. Here's a listen.
We don't just use tax instruments willy-nilly. We think hard, we model, and we actually look at the impact. And if we think that we don't have to go that route, we will come to that conclusion, and the details will be in the budget as to do we do a little bit of borrowing, little bit of tax, little bit of reprioritization, little bit of cash in the bank. That's another option that we may want to look at. But clearly and surely, I don't want to come up with options that will actually make the situation worse. I mean, COVID-19 and the impact thereof is affecting everyone, businesses alike, individual people alike. So again, you don't want to put a burden. But however, here's this pandemic.
So Devin, I'm wondering what borrowing more money will do to our already struggling debt levels as a country.
Yes, you're quite right, Shahan. I mean, that is an option that looks like it might be taken by Treasury. As we said, an estimated 20 billion rand needed to cover this vaccine bill. In fact, Mogajane is saying that our borrowing requirements, says Shahan, already run into the billions of rands, and an extra 20 billion rand won't really worsen the debt drastically. So it looks very likely that of all these avenues that the Treasury is likely to take to come up with this bill or to foot this bill, borrowing looks like possibly one of the likely ones. Here's the Director General's justification for it.
Now, putting in 20 billion for a good cause like this, I mean, the spin-offs that can come up, it can even be offset. If you think about it, the benefits can offset this cost in terms of what it will do to our population and the cost of that we would have spent anyway in health and making sure that the hospital beds are, new hospital beds are built, etc. So I think here it's a matter of balancing. So yeah, borrowing is an option, and it remains there. And my guys are busy, crunching the numbers in terms of what it will mean. And from an economic modeling point of view, what will it mean if we just have to increase our borrowing requirement by just a mere 20 billion?